Greetings, folks. Welcome to another edition of After Hours. This is another one for Women in Horror Month. And today I'm delighted to bring back one of my favourite people, Michelle River from Eerie River Publishing. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, it's been, I've said back when we did the first one that you needed to come back.
And here I am.
And here you are. And here you are, you know. So I mean, it's been quite an exciting time for Eerie River lately. You've started doing various patrony kind of things. I forgot the word there.
Patrony.
Patron kind of things. And yeah, so I think we're best to start with just basically how's it going with Eerie River?
I think it's going pretty good, to be honest. Since the last time we talked, we had a couple more books released. I had a baby, pregnant baby. Yeah. I was secretly pregnant.
Yeah, you were secretly pregnant when we had that chat.
I was.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up, actually. You hid it well. It was just like...
Thank you. I actually hid it from a majority of our family and friends as well. Thankfully for lockdown, nobody. It was like a Facebook announced baby, which we got in some shit from some family members, but whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's your business, isn't it? Exactly. However you want to deal with it, that's how you deal with it.
Exactly. Yeah. No one needs to know about buns and ovens.
No. Especially like with the Eerie River group and everything. So I think you've got to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because while you are friendly with people, you've got to try and be kind of. At the end of the day, you're the boss as well. So
yeah, I don't need a bunch of people going, oh well, things are slow because she's like pregnant. No.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean, I've always said this about you. It's like you had a kid, you've got a young daughter as well.
Yeah.
You got all this reading at Eerie River and stuff. It's like I'm convinced you don't actually sleep. In fact, I'm convinced you're a robot.
I was gonna try to do like a beep bop thing. Like, yeah, sleep is for the weak.
yeah, fair enough.
It felt like that for a while, to be honest. But that's exactly why it calls for the C. I was later in the pregnancy. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. We were trying to wrap things up. We just did another call. We were formatting and editing. So I was like, I need some more readers. So I ended up grabbing like a group of some people that I really respect as authors. And I had some extra people help read through that one as our first draft of readers. So now we've got like a little bit of a team moving forward. So thankfully that's taken off hours and hours and hours of reading time off of my hands.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember you saying like when you did Forest and stuff, you had about a number that was sort of here, which was a great number of submissions. But then when you did Sky, the number went up here. Yes. And then when you did Sea, the number went up there somewhere.
Yeah. And especially considering the timeline, because the first one, I think we had it open for like 3.5, 4 months. No, maybe only 3 months. I can't quite remember. And then the C, we only opened it for 2 months because I was like, okay, this is going to be really close for my timeline where I need to have things read by so that I could, like, if everything went well and stuff in life. So, and for that, the fact that we got so many in that short time frame was just like, how am I going to keep up with like 20 stories a day?
Actually, like, it was a ridiculous number, wasn't it?
It was a ridiculous number of stories, which honestly, keep sending them in. I love reading.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I think that's a sign with that you must be doing something right. If authors are sending you their stuff all the time, you must be like hitting some kind of note there.
Yeah, we're definitely like our acceptance rate, unfortunately, is very low because of that. But the quality that we are getting and seeing is like really grown. And I think even some of our authors that were in Forest 1 and now RNC, even their style over the last year has, you are one of them, has
Well,
really
no,
changed.
because I know because I mean, you were one of the first people I met when I started getting published.
Yeah.
Because we were both in Death and Butterflies, Natalie Brown. Yeah, we were both in that, and through that, because there was like a Facebook group thing. So through that, we kind of met, and when
Yeah.
I learned about the forest thing, I sort of went, "Ooh, forests! let's have some weird cosmic horror in a forest," and and through that. But I know reading back that I mean, I was really new. I mean, I think that was like my 5th publication or something.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was something really, it was a really early one for me, Forest. And I look at my stuff like now and then, it's like really, because I think we
Yeah.
all do that as authors, don't we?
It does. Like you have to keep growing and evolving, or
Of
else you're
course.
going to be just
Yeah,
forest
you're dead
flowing
in
in
the
one
water, aren't you?
instead of,
It's like you've got to evolve. Well,
yeah.
it's like you hear about all these major authors, don't you? It's like who are going, oh, this is a book I wrote like 10 years ago that got me like, did really well. I read it the other day, it made me vomit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go and rewrite it.
And that, like, that happens with everybody, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
my foot's itchy.
What?
Sorry, my foot's itchy. I'm like, I need to itch my foot.
I wondered what you were doing.
Like getting really close to the camera.
Yeah, it was like like you were trying to peer over the top.
Like, I see you guys. No. But no,
Kind of
so like
creepy.
things have evolved, and things have also, like, they've grown with the Eerie River as well. So like
Mm.
you mentioned our patron account, we have a monthly patron account um, that we fill with short stories every month. And those short stories are actually from our monthly themed contest. So we're a monthly contest every month. The top 2 winners, you were in that last year. So, the top 2 winners of the monthly
I was
contest get,
determined. I was determined. It was like to be honest, it was like I was just doing them because they were great prompts. And it's like one of them ended up being my novella Burning Reflection. It was your mirrors one.
oh yeah, you
I was
said that
writing
it
it for
ended up,
mirrors, and I did my usual trick of going like so far over the word count that I thought I may as well just carry on and write a novella.
and I remember you telling me that it went way over the word count.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Yeah, way, way
Way,
over.
way. That's too funny. But yeah, like, sorry. So those go into our patron. So the
Yeah.
patron members get 2 stories a month to read. We also, depending on what tier you're in, you get free ebooks, you get discounts on, if you want paperback or hardcovers. If you order through me, like on our website, you get, I think, a 15% discount. Um, yeah, and there's
I've
just,
never done it. I've always just done it through Amazon because I'm lazy.
don't do Amazon. You get author discounts anyways, but and they are cheaper.
I'm useless. I don't know.
Useless.
Yeah.
No. So that, and then we're doing because we're doing audiobooks now. So I've been putting up
Mm.
an audio story. I'm trying to get an audio story up there every month.
Oh,
so
nice.
you can download an audio story for free.
That's cool.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping people, because this is like indie publishing, let's be honest. And if people just don't know, I will tell you right now, we don't make a lot of money.
No.
Like advertising, I know not every publisher is like this, but advertising for us, I advertise everything. So that's
Of
money
course.
coming out of my pocket. As well as I pay all of my authors. Like we were doing royalties before,
Yep.
And now we're transitioning to a flat rate payments. So
Yep.
all of those things and every cost, that's helped kind of fund
Which
things.
I think that's another reason you're probably getting a lot more people gravitating towards you, because as an author, that is an incredibly attractive thing.
Yeah,
I
agree.
There's ad campaigns, and you know, it is. I mean, you know, from my own personal point of view, it's kind of like, ooh, you know.
Yeah. And it's not like they aren't just ebooks. You're getting you can get a physical copy. And if I do have to say myself, they're very pretty.
Mm.
It's a sexy book.
Well, I've got my two hardbacks here. I mean, look at these.
Oh yeah.
Very sexy books. That's one thing. That's something I'm kind of annoyed about, right? Is the fact that my T-shirt hasn't arrived. I wanted to wear it today.
Oh,
I've got the Calls from the Sea with the tentacles on it. And it hasn't turned up.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I am also waiting for all of my swag because I bought, we also have a merchandise store. Again, helps fund things. So
I was going to go into that. I've actually got the URL for that on my cardboard. I'm going to go into that in a bit.
I was going to print them all out and I forgot.
Hey, it's a good job I did that then, isn't it?
I think
on your notebooks here, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've got that. I'm actually going to make some more notebooks, but with the Eerie River author logo on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Because through Redbubble and through Etsy, actually, I don't think I have them on Etsy. Through Redbubble, they're so expensive. So if I can go on Amazon and make them, they're like half the cost.
Really?
And if you have Amazon Prime, you can, if you want them, obviously. It's up to you. But, so I'm gonna make some on that. But yeah, so just lots of fun things. But yeah, I'm waiting for a hat. I'm really excited about a hat.
Nice.
Yes, I'm waiting for my mug and a T-shirt, and
I saw Elizabeth Nettleton's mug the other day, and I was kind of like, oh, I wish I'd have ordered one of them. I have very limited money, and when I do have money, it's kind of like I've got my month, and then I have a little bit left over, so I have to spread it out month by month by month. so next month I'm ordering a mug.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was hoping that I would have something here by now, but no. But when it gets here, I am gonna make an opening video.
Yeah, you should. Oh, that was brilliant. I'm so glad that somebody else opens boxes like you did. It was great. No delicacy whatsoever.
No.
Bang. I do that.
I have my daughter doing that now too. She's seen me open up so many Amazon packages since the start of the pandemic that she's like, "Can I open a box?" Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, it's awesome. It's funny how you can just make them into little demons.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Mold them
I
into.
did a faux pas with David's kid. I did a big faux pas with David's child.
What did you do?
Well, I didn't realize that he was there, and I was talking to him, and I said something that I shouldn't have said when there was children around.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was there, and because he found it funny, he copied it. Carried on copying it all the way, and then his mum came home, and basically what I said was, I said, oh, you know what, I'm fucking off to Belgium. And just right, and he's walking up the stairs going to bed, and his mum goes, "Where are you going, Ollie?" And he goes, "I'm fucking off to Belgium."
That's amazing.
Well, David got in trouble. I'm like, I'm really sorry, man.
Oh, man.
This is
why
I
have to send an apology letter. I apologize.
This is why I should never be allowed anywhere near children. I am the archetypal embarrassing uncle. I'm one of them guys that turns up at weddings, says dirty jokes, and dances like an idiot.
That's my favorite type of person.
Yeah. It's like, I think that's my role in life, to be the drunken uncle at weddings.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse. You could be the boring one.
Oh, yeah. The one that sits in the corner and moans all night. The one
Yeah.
that nobody wants to sit next to because they're
Yeah.
just
It
sitting there
talks about like
going,
statistics and
"Mm."
like
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Fuck that.
Exactly. Oh, damn right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like I always thought, like growing up, I kind of aspire to be the uncles that I gravitated towards. You know, the ones with homebrew in their shed who are always telling dirty jokes. So,
That's
drinking
funny.
carrot whiskey and talking bollocks. It's just
Oh
like,
my
you know.
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like with the Redbubble thing. It's like, do they ever sort of have a kind of like, no, you can't have that? Because I've seen such a ridiculous array of products on there.
Okay. It's
Is there
hard to
something you have to
explain.
pick?
So Redbubble is, this one is where they do all of the selling and they print on demand. So all
Hmm.
you do is you upload an image
Mhm.
and then you can select what products you want it available for and kind of like that's it. So that's Redbubble. So they have a bunch of crazy things that you can get with
Yeah,
that
because I've
image
seen
on it.
clocks and
Clocks,
clocks.
shower curtains.
Yeah, shower curtains. I actually want I haven't actually got a shower. I've got a bath, but I still want an It Calls from the Sea shower curtain.
Oh my goodness.
It's got tentacles on it. How perfect is that?
Yeah. Trying to think. Pins. The pins are pretty cool. I haven't
Mm.
seen because the Etsy site is through a different print on demand company. So
I've not been on the Etsy one. I'll have to have a look.
yeah, so that one, the products are different because you can only get a certain one, and they also have different printing facilities all around the world. So most of the
Right.
products that are on there, I've selected because they print in US, Canada, Australia, or UK. So
Mhm.
you should be able. So most of them you should
Well,
be
because I
able.
know we get a lot of things from Etsy, um, because we buy a lot of geeky stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm an Uber nerd, right? And I tend to, if anything, it's like, oh, it's a sticker with a TARDIS on it. It's like I have to have it, you know.
yes, you have to have things
I
like that.
have to have it, and
Yes.
anything with Cthulhu on is mine, and it's just anything like that. So we use Etsy, but I've not actually looked at the. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look
Yeah, like well, the
because I think
Etsy
Etsy
themselves.
might be slightly better for us here than
Yeah,
Redbubble.
yeah, it all depends on what. Yeah.
The
So anyway,
world's
so
very
that
strange, isn't
one's
it? It's
mainly clothing and like hats. That one has the
yeah,
hats and it has shirts and sweaters and mugs.
yeah,
Um, and then any stickers are that you see there are actually coming from me personally because I've
yes.
already bought the stickers and I'm like shipping them off to people. So, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well,
be
the reason I was asking about this, about like, is there a limit on how ridiculous the object can be? Because you see, I wear a lot of kilts, so obviously I have a sporran, right? I
yeah.
want a sporran with the Eerie River thing on it. Yeah, but how funny would it be if I got one of them with the one with David Green's face on
Okay.
it?
We will talk after and I will see if I can get you a giant decal of David Green's face. Actually, me and David were talking the other day, and I was thinking, do you know what'd be really cool is if I made an option on like Patreon or something where people can get customized products.
That'd be
So
so
I'm
good.
so I'm thinking of making him a mask with his face on it.
Oh yeah, he was talking about that the other day. And then he could have a sticker on his forehead.
So
We were
here's a
talking about
sticker.
that
It's
the other
gonna be
day
on
when
the
we were
it's gonna
supposed
be
to
on
be
his mask.
making.
Either that or a giant T-shirt with his face on it.
Oh, Greg Cunningham did it. Greg Cunningham, what a writer he's a Scottish writer, but he lives in
Mhm.
Australia, and he was in 0 Hour with us.
Yes.
And when we did the live launch party, we've been joking about because there was t-shirts, 0 Hour t-shirts, and we were joking about pictures of David Green's face, and he actually had 2 t-shirts printed up, and there was one hanging behind him, a white one with David Green's face on it, and he was wearing one, and I didn't notice for like about 20 minutes, and David didn't notice either, but everybody else seemed to be in on the joke.
Oh my god.
Except, and somebody posted up saying, "That's a nice t-shirt, Greg." And we were like, "What are you talking about? I can't." And it was his author pick. A t-shirt.
That's funny. See, I watched some of that, but I didn't. It was like during like kid time.
Yeah, well, I think that's a lot of the problem with time zones that we have, because I mean, my sort of peak time to do things is your mum time, isn't it? You know. Yeah, I've had a lot of this with doing because I've been doing a lot more of these kind of interviews with people.
Yeah.
And I've had a bunch of them where it's just like, right, okay, I'm gonna have to just stay up really, really late and not drink quite so much beer. So I'm vaguely compos mentis by the time we start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like organizing like I say, with them launch parties that I've been doing. Because I mean, it was actually you did the first one that I was involved in, launch party. It was the C one, not C, Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of.
We are going to be doing a C one too soon.
Count me in.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, you have to go to that one.
Oh, I will. And but it was and we were doing all these things, and there was a lot of people like from Australia and stuff like that. And like I said, it was mainly Greg.
Mainly Greg.
Because it was mainly Greg, because he was, oh God, he got me right. Because I did a couple of after hours to promote, and then a live one. And I said, right, you're probably not going to be able to do the live one because it's Australia. It's like 6 a.m. when I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. So I organized the next week to do an Australian special, right? So I got up at like 8 a.m, and I was to do one of these videos. Greg turned up on the one when it was 6 a.m, and then didn't turn up at the one when I woke up at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Not impressed. Mr. Cunningham, if you're listening. And then he turned up on the live one, which was really funny because he had problems with the internet. So it was like talking to Max Headroom. It was kind of like it was all glitchy. It was really funny, and it was the thing as well. It was cyberpunk, so it just worked.
Oh well, awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, I kind of because I mean, one of the first live things I ever did. In fact, it was the second. It was the second live reading I ever did. Was A Matter of Recycling.
Yeah.
From The Course from the Forest. So yeah, I like right from the start, I was talking to you about doing it and helping promote and all that kind of thing. And then when you did that thing, I totally nicked your idea about using StreamYard.
I know you did.
But we both nicked that.
I know, we took that from
Bob Expo.
Exactly.
And I actually said that right for the first time in my life.
but no, it's true. We were on that, and I was like, this is amazing. I need to start doing this. Let's do it.
It was so cool. It was like, oh, you can actually have banners. I still like my cardboard, though. I actually tried to get rid of it altogether, and Chris Hewitt complained.
Oh, did he? Of course he did.
Of course he did. Bring back the cardboard.
Where's the cardboard?
No, yeah, that was really funny, that book buzz thing.
It was.
I was terrified because I'd never done anything like that sober, and it was in the afternoon for me, and I was stone cold sober. It was the first time I'd ever done anything online sober.
It was the first time I ever did anything online ever.
Yeah, I know.
I was so scared. I was like shaking in my boots. Scott was like, "You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." I'm like, "No. Oh my God, I'm gonna die." But it turned out okay. And then it like started
I thought
this
it
whole
went
thing,
really
and
like
now
it
I'm
was
kinda
like
like, it's
when
like,
you were talking, because I was in the green room
yeah.
and I was watching you, and I didn't realize that they could see me when
I know, you don't we know now.
I know exactly. We know now. I didn't realize at the time.
I know.
So they're pulling faces and arsing about. I can just imagine like the person who was running it just going, "Who is this fucking nutcase that they've got in the green room?" Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's great. It
But
was
it's
like when you started, when you came out, and you could see you were nervous, but then you kind of just. I think you got to the point where is what I've always done. You get to the point where you just get too nervous and just go, "Ah, fuck it." It's just here's a book.
yeah. You're
And
like, we
that's what.
have this book. We have this book. We have this book.
Well, look at that. You see,
Oh, I
prepared.
forgot this one.
Yeah, prepared. Yeah, the latest one. Oh, I've got to show you this because what I've been doing lately, if I haven't got a copy of the book to show people, is I've been printing it off and mounting it on cardboard to just basically show people the picture. And I did this with Midnight Shadows, but this is an indication about how my day was going the other day. It came out like that.
Well,
It was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's like, I
thinking this
won't be
is
showing
just
that
the
then.
end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I don't even have a copy of that. I sent a copy of it to David to
Oh, yeah.
proof for me, but apparently because he's in Ireland or something,
Oh,
he
that's
hasn't even got the proof copy yet. So I haven't even seen it. So now I'm just like, forget it. I'm gonna just order it off of Amazon and just
yeah.
keep
It's
my
not.
fingers
It's not
crossed.
actually gone up on the UK one yet. But
It
any,
is
I know how it goes. It'll be any day now.
lost a bit. It is available. It just hasn't linked yet, which is so
Oh, it's one of
annoying.
those, right? Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is available. It just hasn't linked yet, and my hard
Mm.
copy one is still being reviewed. And this is the first time I've had this because normally I have them all out before the ebooks are out. To be honest, like I'm
Yes,
normally like
yeah,
bam, 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 bam. But because this one, we had to wait to the last moment to put all the books in the collection because obviously
you had to wait for
January was the
December to be
last
done,
one.
didn't you? Yeah,
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 January was the last one. So then we had to edit it. Well,
yeah.
they were already edited. So it was just a matter of formatting it really quickly. And then again, some reason something's going on with Amazon this. And so
Yeah,
everything is taking
they've
longer.
been erratic, I think, is the polite way of putting it.
Well, yeah, and but yeah,
A pain in the arse is probably the realistic way of putting it.
yeah. So I realized for next year for Midnight Shadows, we're gonna do it late February instead of early February because
Yeah,
the timeline of getting it out in just a couple of weeks, I don't know if I can. Well, I can do it obviously, but if they have a glitch in their
yeah.
system, then the books
If it,
aren't out,
yeah,
and I
because
look like an
I
idiot.
mean, you've got to think about how many books that they actually deal with,
Yeah,
which is something we've talked about before, and why we've talked about like that we will go to extreme ends to get ourselves noticed and Eerie River
yeah,
noticed and things like that. We'll stand on boxes and go, look at us over here. It's
exactly.
because it's such an like oversaturated market.
Yeah,
There's like
very
thousands
competitive.
of books coming out every month, and it just boggles the brain.
Yeah,
You know how so it stands to reason that they're going to take time, especially in the middle of a pandemic when everything's a bit
yeah,
anyway.
it's understandable, but it's still like, oh,
Yeah.
just want someone to look at the book and tell me if it looks fine. Because for me, no
He
matter
said
what,
it to
like,
David and all his problems because of Brexit, right?
see, and
It's so funny. He was bitching about it the other week. It's like because he has to get it sent to a proxy address, like a pretend address, to get it into
see, and
Ireland.
I didn't, I heard you guys talking about this on something,
Yeah.
but it was after I
David's
sent it
moaned
to
about
him.
it a lot on various videos. I think it's a
Yeah,
bugbear for him.
but it was after I had already sent it to him. So I'm like, And I picked him because the UK printer was quicker than the US printer by 3 days. And I was like, I can get it to him really quick. Bam, done.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, because he's in Republic of Ireland, not technically the
guess.
UK.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know what's going on because it was the UK print. I'm still, yeah. So
Well,
maybe
he was telling me that it's something like he can't get books from the UK Amazon. He has to get them from the American Amazon.
yeah, I don't know
It's
because it
very
wasn't
confusing.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
didn't send him any, and that's the one thing is that I didn't send it to him from Amazon. I sent it. I sent it from the other distributor, like the worldwide distributor.
It's like Spark or something like that. Oh,
yeah, Ingram Spark.
Ingram, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's done now.
Oh, the Republic of Ireland has become this kind of like black hole. It's very strange.
Apparently. Do they even exist?
I don't know.
Is this real? Maybe he's like,
I think David's
let's start a new rumor. David's not real.
David's not real. He's a robot sent from the
He's
future.
the robot.
He's a robot sent to sell beard accessories.
Yeah, that's how he can write so much.
Yeah.
It's a computer program, everybody.
We figured it out. We figured it out. David
He's
Green
gonna kill
is
us,
a robot.
but that's fine. He's gonna be like, why
To
are
be
you
honest,
talking about me?
the world believes so many bonkers conspiracy theories at the minute. It's like, oh, so
That's
many. It's like I very rarely know what's going on in the world. Like very, very rarely.
Yeah.
And so when I read like an article and it's full of these like things that look like Twitter hashtags, I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? So I type it in and go, people believe that.
Some of them do.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
Hashtag Dave the robot.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I did. To be honest, yeah, that wouldn't actually be that loopy, you know. Hi, Dave.
We're just joking.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we?
Are we? It does make sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that actually brings me to do another thing, like with David, because you're branching out. Because I mean, last year it was you did basically just anthologies.
Yes.
And you started off with your Forgotten Ones. Before that, you had the novel.
Yeah. So the first thing that was technically Eerie River was Storming Area 51, but that was more just like
collaborative novel, most things.
Yeah, collaborative.
That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word.
It was a personal project, and I published it under the Eerie River Publishing brand, with the idea that it would be my brand for self-publishing. Like that's what I would use to like help some other people publish, and like, but mainly for myself.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's make this public.
Yeah.
And like open calls and do all this other stuff. So that's how it started.
That's what they always said. You don't do things by halves, do you? If you're one of them people, if you're going to do something, you're balls deep. You're just doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fully.
Yeah. Just like both feet, in we go.
Yeah. I'll think about it later. No, it's but I think that's also why it's like gone as well it has, is because when I do something, I do it to the extreme. So even sometimes to the detriment of like no sleep for 3 days or
life.
Exactly. Like just like pushing it and like making sure that everything goes into, because I think one of the reasons why the forest anthologies did really well, like selling wise, and why they were on like the top 100, they were on the top 100 for over 6 months.
Forest One keeps going back up there. It was the number. It was about 63 again in the UK. horror
Yeah.
thing.
It's
The way
all
it keeps
like
going
it
back
sticks
up,
up
Sky is
there.
always up there.
Yeah.
It's like they're always sort of floating around the top echelons of which is great.
Which is amazing.
Reading it.
So, and I think one of the reasons is because I'm always promoting them, but I'm also always marketing them at the same time as well. Like
Yes.
I'm making sure that I'm pushing them on different platforms like Amazon and Facebook and things like that. So
yeah.
So yeah, so that's exciting. So yeah,
Well,
so
it's like I had a really excited moment
yeah.
a while ago because I went on Waterstones, which is our UK, basically the big chain of bookstores we have here, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can actually order Eerie River in Waterstones in the UK.
Yes, you can.
Nothing else I have ever been published can you do that.
Really?
Yeah, and it actually hit me with an idea because they actually have a section in every local store for local authors. So I had this idea. I was going to go in, when they're open again at some point. I'm going to go in and go, right, I'm a local author. I'm in that. Can we get these books in your shop? Just because I think that'd be so cool. Because I've never seen it, and it's one of my dreams is to see a book that I am in on the shelf.
Do it for sea. It calls from the sea, because that one's like, not that these covers are bad, but that cover is like,
oh, who did you get to do that again? Because it is to die for. That's what I mean. It's one of those. I want a big poster of it to go next to my big poster of Cthulhu, because I think it just looks so cool next to my Cthulhu poster.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Yeah, it's great. I was blown
he did a
away
really
when
good
what
job.
was the author?
Artist.
Yeah.
It's Francois. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, he's a French Canadian author from Quebec.
Nice.
It is Francois. I just can't remember the last, like his actual.
Yeah, I can't. I remember Francois, but I can't. It's one of those. It's like I couldn't wrap my tongue around it, to be absolutely honest with you.
Like I can say it, but I don't want to say the wrong name.
Mangle it, yeah, yeah.
Well, no, like I might be remembering the wrong name.
I do it all the time.
So no, he did a fantastic job on it.
It's
really excited.
I remember when you first showed it, because I remember you saying, because you had a mock-up, and I thought that was cool. And then you go, I've commissioned an author to do it, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
And then it came up, and you know what I'm like. The minute I saw Tentacle, I was just like,
no, it was really good. And he is, I lost my brain. Hold on. So next up was single authors we're talking about. He actually did Drew Starling's cover.
Sentinel.
So I'm excited about that cover. So yeah, we have branched off from just doing anthologies. Now this year, it's not that we're stepping away from anthologies, but we still have like 3 or 4 plans.
No, it's expanding a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're expanding into single authors and also into some like longer projects. Like we've got a secret project that some of us have been working on in the background. Someone might know what we're talking about.
Might do.
That we're going to be announcing soon and starting to release, where it's going to be a longer release that accumulates into one big book that we're excited about. But we also have the single author. So we've got Drew Starling's book coming out in May.
Very excited about that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Drew's work. And I actually drafted him in to work on the Lovecraft meets Jack the Ripper thing that I did.
I saw him as one of the authors in that, and I was like, oh, now I have to read this.
Yeah, no, because I've been a fan, like as a reader. That's what I did on that. I was basically just given free reign, and I was just like, right, who are all the people that I really like their work? Right, you, and you.
Yeah.
And look, I was so happy that none of them turned me down and went, this is ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Because let's face it, with that idea, it was a risk that some of them would have gone, what what are you? What have you been drinking, Tim? This is ridiculous.
A lot of beer, but it still sounds like a good idea.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was just happy in that. And his chapter, I thought was, yeah, I can't wait for people to read it because, yeah, he took it in a slightly different direction.
It's
He kept
interesting to
coming. He
see when
kept
you
coming
do
to me and
something like
going,
that.
"Can I get away with this? Can I get away with this?" And I was like, "Yeah, just do it." It's like I wanted to check. Can I get away? Drew, just do it.
Yeah.
You don't think it's a bit too much? No, just do it.
You know, sometimes you have to be like, there is no line.
Yeah, especially with that kind of project. It's utterly ridiculous. It's just like, just go for it, you know?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what I like it. And he's such a nice chap to work with as well. He's
Yeah,
such a very easy guy to work with,
he
I
is. He's
found.
one of those people that all he wants is his work to be as best as it
Best
can
as it
be.
can
So
be.
he's open to criticism and critique and thoughts and like working through things with different ideas. Because unfortunately, you find those authors or characters. I was bouncing between characters and authors
Mm.
in my head because I'm like, both are accurate. You find those authors that where you give them feedback because maybe something isn't
Oh,
quite
yeah.
there. You're like, okay, look, this is a great story, a great concept. We just need to tweak this.
Yeah.
And they
Or,
come
and I
back
mean,
at you with like an essay of how you're wrong and everything else. And you're like, you know what?
I've
No,
never got that. I've never got that kind of behavior. I mean, I've always kind of seen myself as a very incredibly easy person to edit because I just kind of go, yeah, it works. Right. You're probably right. It's just like, because at the end of the day, I tend to write for myself, and I know most of us do.
yeah,
And it's quite a solitary vice, isn't it? You write in your own head
yeah,
and you forget sometimes. I mean, I do it all the time. I forget that not everybody has encyclopedic knowledge of H.P. Lovecraft.
yeah,
So people will go to me, and it's what I was talking about, like Madison Press with Ronnie, will go, "What are you on about? What is that? Is that a thing?" I actually got an edit for something I put out a while ago, and it was like, "Is that a typo or is that a thing?" It's just like, there's one of the great old ones. I
like,
probably should have
oh
explained that better.
yeah. I think I even sent you something where I was like, I'm not. I had to look this up.
Oh, you did? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Oh, yeah. No, because I mean, I was trying to be coy on that as well. Because I was trying to be like, oh, I'm going to be mysterious, you know. But my partner did the exact same thing. She was like, hang on a minute, what are you talking about? You might want to explain that bit better.
Yeah,
I was trying to be cryptic, damn it.
I mean, I feel like sometimes you can definitely put little Easter eggs in things as long as
Yes.
you're okay with not everybody understanding it. Like if as long
Yeah,
as
but
it's
this was a
not a
plot
big
point, so everybody had to
exactly
get it. Yeah.
as long as it's not a plot point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's all about for me, I feel a lot of times for those people that I don't want to say it's because they're not writing for other people or they're just writing for themselves. It all
No, I
depends
mean,
on
I
where
just
you
think
are
some
in your
people.
journey, maybe. Like
Yeah.
if you're looking to get to the next level, you have to understand that you're going to be getting edits back and people are going to
Mm.
ask you to change your words. And if you're not comfortable with changing your words, then you're not comfortable with making the next step.
Yeah, I thought to begin with,
Mm,
because I'm
that might be
I'm
the wrong
kind of a
thing.
headstrong person, and I thought I would have a problem with it, but I actually don't, because at the end of the day, I understand that the publisher, editor, whatever, wants a book that everybody's going to enjoy.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, I want a book that everybody's going to enjoy.
Yeah.
So we're working in the same goal. So if it means I've got to kind of go, yeah, okay, I was being a bit obtuse there, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I learn from this. This is why I'm saying that I actually enjoy the editing process, because I think it helps me as a writer. Because I know one of my failings is that I do have a tendency to go up my own arse every now and then. It's just, But we all do, don't we? I think.
Absolutely. But not only that, like you write in your head, and sometimes you say things and you know what you're trying to say, but it isn't coming across. Like I wrote this one.
That's my biggest thing. I know
Yeah, like
exactly what I'm saying. Nobody else
exactly. I
does.
wrote this one story where at the end where I thought like I was being really like, it was like a twist ending. And
Mm.
I was like, oh, this is gonna stab him. And the person didn't get the twist at all. They were like, they ended up adding it totally different. And I was like, wait, but what about this part? She's like, oh, I did not know that's where you
Didn't
were
get it.
going.
Yeah,
I
didn't
was like,
see that.
but I
Yeah.
thought I made it totally obvious. She's like, you did not. So I was like, okay.
I'm so glad that everybody else gets that, because that's happened to me quite a lot.
Oh yeah, of course.
But again, it's like we were saying, I think it's part of the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
That, you know,
It's all about evolving and like being open to evolve as well. And I think that,
yeah.
and it really depends on where you are in your career. Also, like, yeah, like just some people, and it's fine. You are allowed to not accept edits. You're allowed to be like, no,
Oh
this
yeah.
is my story. This is the way I want it written. But you have to understand that you're going to have to find someone else to print it for the most
Yes.
part. Like if your editor, someone is coming back and saying, I need you to change these things, and you're saying, no, I don't change my words. Okay, then maybe we need to find a different way of you need to find a different way of publishing these things.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I ever disagree is if it's something that is my kind of like I mean, not even, I mean, I don't always, I mean, I will allow changes on things like that, but sometimes it's my language, because I do tend to get people changing, and it's not just changing the British language, the way I speak in the British to something that fits in US or Canadian or Australian or something
Yeah.
like that. It's changing something, like I'm quite happy with that, because I totally understand. I mean, especially but being Northern, I come out with phrases and words that nobody else in the world is going to get.
Yeah.
And I accept that. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is that you'll sometimes get editors change it to something that nobody in England would ever say.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like they'll go, oh, we want to change this to sheesh, my, it's like nobody in England ever uses sheesh unless it's a sheesh kebab.
Yeah.
It's like nobody in England uses that word.
Yeah.
So change it to something else, then I'm happy. But that's the
Yeah.
only time I'll really disagree with edits, because 9 times out of 10, I get it.
Things like that, like you're allowed to go back to like, if anyone's editing your stuff, you're allowed to go back and say, I don't like this, this, this,
Yeah,
and this, and this.
of course. Yeah.
But it's when
I
you turn
didn't to
around and
begin
you're
with,
like,
but I've started doing that more as I've gone along. Just mainly,
yeah,
and again, it's nothing to do with structure, because I get it. Sometimes that, I do go off on tangents, and they'll go, you might just want to cut that bit because it doesn't actually do anything.
yeah,
It's just a thing. It's just a flowery bit that nobody needs. Yeah, fine, whatever. But if it's something that I think language-wise,
yeah,
because I feel like I've got a voice, and I think it has to be authentic to me. If I read it and it doesn't sound like me, I'm not happy.
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to be happy with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't really be changing the way everything or anything like that. But it's just when you get feedback and you're like, no, I'm not listening to any of this feedback.
That's a really stupid thing to do, in my opinion. I think that's a really
Agree too. Like don't argue with the person that's trying to like print
person
your
who's trying to
story.
publish you,
Yeah.
who's trying to make your stories read really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
But no,
thing that you hashed out when you were hungover one day, they're trying to make it sound great. Just like, let them do it.
okay. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no, publishing is fun.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, single author books coming out. We've got
indeed.
Drew's, and then we've got Dave's.
David. Well, this one
David
brought me round to it.
Green.
God,
That is coming out.
epic fantasy or some shit.
It is a fantasy. It's a dark fantasy.
Dark fantasy, that's it.
It is epic, but I don't know if it falls into the epic category.
I get really confused about the categories, to be absolutely honest. Fantasy is fantasy to me. If it's got swords and goblins in it, it's fantasy.
Trying to think how much sword play there is. There is a little sword play.
Mm,
But it's like it's magic and it's dark and it's a
mm.
little grim. So we're classifying it as dark fantasy, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see it. And then we have Neen's coming out, Neen Cohen.
Yes. I'm good friends with Neen. I like Neen a
Yeah,
lot. She makes me laugh. We've had
she's
some very
awesome.
amusing late night conversations. Well, late
Oh,
night for
yeah,
me, early morning for her. She
yeah,
makes me giggle. I like her. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to reading that.
Yeah, that's coming out in August, I think. I'm pretty sure. And then we have Cara Delkey. Hers is coming out in September, and she is actually
I don't know the name there.
she's a fantasy author in her own right. She's had
Ah,
dozen books out.
really?
Most of them like 80s and 90s. Is it 80s and 90s or 90s and 90s?
To see, it sounds like like the name is familiar. It's probably somebody because my partner, her thing is fantasy. I'll have to take a picture of our bedroom, like
Oh my,
one wall of it, because it's her fantasy library, and she
I'm gonna have to
collects.
send you the book for her to read, and she can tell me what she thinks about it.
Oh yeah,
She'll
yeah,
be
because
one of our
that's
readers.
her thing is
Yeah.
all that, you know.
So
Yeah,
so that's coming in September. We're really excited about that too. So
awesome.
yeah, so we're branching out, we're doing new
Mm.
things, we have merch, we have audiobooks, we have everything. So
Oh yeah, I always forgot because I wanted to come back round to that to the audio book
oh yeah.
because I was really concerned because again, like I say about and I guess every author has this
Yeah.
about having their work read by somebody else, especially when my stuff is in quite, I think, kind of distinctive because of the way I speak, because I kind
Yes.
of write the way I talk, and I think a lot of people do. But
Yeah.
so I was kind of like, this is going to be interesting when you sent me the audio files from Course in the Forest Volume One. That dude absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
He absolutely nailed it. His version of Rouse Them Not gave me chills. I thought it was absolutely superb. Yeah.
Very glad to hear that.
Oh, I was so
I
happy by it. I go because I was kind of jittery a bit. I was kind of like, oh, I hope it's. I was like, because I think my worry, because I'm kind of a worrier, and I was kind of like, oh God, I hope it doesn't sound crap when somebody
yeah,
else reads it, because you got that worry that if somebody else reads your story, it's going to sound shit just because
of course.
it's not very well written. That's in
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna be like, oh no, everyone's gonna find out. I can't
yeah,
write anything.
imposter syndrome kicking in again. Yeah, it was just like, oh God, everyone's going to find me out. This is just going to bomb. But I listened to it and I sat there and it was quite late night when I listened to it. And I had basically the fairy lights on, I had my headphones in, and I was sitting there. Oh, thank fuck for that. I don't know where you found that guy, but he nailed it. He really did.
I don't know how I got him.
Yeah.
He did really good. I got him for Force 1 and 2.
Oh,
Sky,
is he
we
the
went with,
same one who did Forest 2 as well? Because I know
yeah,
that came out first, didn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Well, Force 1 is still not out because
No.
another issue we're having with them is Audible, who is through Amazon,
Mhm.
is backed up a lot. So we have been just waiting and waiting for it. So we'll see when
Thing is,
that
I
comes
mean,
out.
yeah, because I was talking to Deidre from Madison Press about this on one of, like, not the last one, the one before, because she's thinking about going down that route. And she was talking about that it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? Audiobook, because it's quite a payout to set it
Yeah,
up and get it done. So it's a bit of a gamble.
huge payout.
Yeah, she didn't mention she didn't get she was just kind of like, yeah,
It
it's
all
kind of
depends
a
on
lot of
how you
money.
do it. There are ways of doing it free. Um,
Right.
this guy was not free.
No. Well, the reason that, like she was saying, is that they're shopping around and they want to get the right person, and
Yeah.
Basically, I think they're doing it the right way, because it would be so easy just to get any old numpty like me to read a bunch of stories and put them out as a CD, you know. But I think getting the right person really, you know, because obviously, I mean, the thing I was most concerned about with the Forest one is the fact that obviously you're a Canadian publisher. A lot of your writers are from the United States.
Yeah.
And
I think
I'm
they're
UK,
almost
so
half.
the way I phrase things is completely different to a lot of the authors. So I was worried that you were going to get that it just wasn't going to translate. But then I heard that guy, and I was like, oh, fine.
Yeah, he's British. We're good.
He's British. It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure who we're gonna go for. It Calls from the Sea. We're gonna see how It Calls
Yep.
from the Sky goes. We just got the audio from that, so I have someone
Oh.
listening for me.
Oh,
'Cause I
awesome.
don't have 10 hours to listen to it. So I have someone else listening for me.
Oh, cool. Because I've got one in that as well. That's going to be cool.
Yeah. And I've got who's next? Yeah, With Blood and Ash, which is our other dark fantasy.
Oh, yeah, I meant to mention that, because that was one that I saw doing, but it's just not really my bag.
Yeah.
But I saw the front of that, and that cover is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they look pretty. I did not do those. I
No.
can't. I don't have time. No. I don't have time. I did try to do them, and I was like, this is taking too long. I need to hire someone. So the
Yeah.
blood, the dark, all the fantasy ones, I've hired out to get done. So, but I think they look stellar, especially together.
They do. Yeah,
They look
they
pretty.
they look absolutely stunning. What's the other one? Because one's Blood and Ash and
Blood and Ash, and With Bone and Iron.
Bone and Iron. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because I saw them come up, and I was kind of a bit envious. It's like, oh crap, I'm not going to be in them. And I was like, it's fantasy. I don't write fantasy.
You're
Stop
like,
it.
wait.
But that's a testament to how cool they look that I wanted to be in them.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see how, because we've done horror now. We've
Yep.
had some of them released, so now we're going to be starting dark fantasy and horror. So I'm really excited to see
Yep.
the difference in like the marketing and the different programs we're going to go. We're also starting blog tours soon.
A what?
That's where we like find some authors from the different books, and we go on a blog tour. So
Oh, right, yeah,
things,
right, yeah.
and then they chit chat, and I don't know if any of them are going to be live like this, but I think there's going to be some like written interviews and things like that. So that should be good. So it's just like another avenue for marketing is what we're starting. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with all this kind of crap that I do. It's all, you know, so that's why I try and work quite closely with publishers, because I see it's kind of a two-way road. If I help promote them, then they're going to help promote me.
Exactly. It's just a way of getting your name and your book out to as many people as possible. Like that's the idea, because there's only so many. There's the pool of people that you can reach through your Facebook is limited.
Especially if you're using like the author page, because they only allow a certain amount of posts to come through into the feed and things like that. It's all this because basically they want you to pay.
Oh yeah, and even the boost post, like boost post. But even that, like, unless you are paying a lot of money, you're not going to be seeing things outside of your realm of people. No. And even then, when you're looking at anthologies, you're in how many anthologies a year? The likelihood of someone being able to buy every single anthology is pretty minimal. Yeah. So it's just about expanding to see if you can get other people to.
Yeah, that's why my main goal, I was saying to you earlier, my main goal last year was to try and get a name and then get a collection out and things like that. Yeah. It's like, so I've got a collection coming out fairly soon.
Yeah.
When it's edited. And yeah, it's like that was my goal for last year, was to have enough stuff that's been in publication and come out that I can put in with new ones, because like like most publishers, you need to have a certain amount of reprints and a certain amount of new stories.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my whole goal, was just to get a collection out. So, you know, and yeah, I think, and what I tend to do is, because I'm completely shameless, I'm completely and utterly shameless, I will go on every, this is why I'm preaching to the choir here, because I was about to say something I really appreciate about you. You don't, you know, you're the same as me. You will go on every single group that you can find and go, look at me.
I know. We have a book. We have a book. We have a book. We have a book.
Here's a book. Here's a book. Here's a thing. Here's a thing. Here's another thing. Here's a book. It's the only way you can do it. I mean, because like I was saying earlier, it's like completely oversaturated.
Yeah.
I would love to know how many books get released in a year, or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe it made me crawl up in a ball and die.
Man, I know they released the numbers. I'm gonna have to look it up because it was a lot. And
I think it probably made my head explode.
Yeah, probably.
It's phenomenal. Like, as when you take into account how many indie publishers there are, the bigger indies, the ones that are kind of crossover, and then your major league publication companies, and then all of the self-publishing stuff.
I know, like that doesn't even count with the self-publishing, man. Whew, there's a lot.
Mad, isn't it? I mean, I have so much respect for people who make it that way. It was actually you, wasn't it, who posted up that thing? There was a blog post you found about self-publishing, and it was just like, this is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's like
because in reality, if you want to sell your book, and that's a big if, like if your goal is to make money off the book, writing the book is one part of it, marketing it is 99 other parts of it. Like it isn't just like one and done. It's like the next. I think
a lot of people, like you, your average person in the street, doesn't get that.
No,
and it's something I've tried to explain, because I spend a hell of a lot of my time doing promotion, just putting posts out places.
Yeah.
Doing videos, doing
it's
things
a lot
like that.
Of work.
I'm not a publisher. It's just like, so I can't imagine what your life is like. It's just like, right, I want to try and actually do some writing here. No, I'm going to do that and that and that and that. And
I know. I'm going to write down one word for a story that I've been wanting to write for the last year, and then I'm going to get on to everything else that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
that actually, yes, I've got to say, while we're on the subject of your writing, because I've been a fan of your writing since I read Pitter Patter of Tiny Feet, because I thought that was awesome. I loved that story. It was right up my street, that one. But it was, we've shared a table of contents quite a lot over the year.
Yeah.
But there was one that came out fairly recently in Loathsome Voyages. We both got a content warning. I've never had a content warning before. In the front of the book, there is actually a disclaimer that 2 of the stories in this book may be a bit wrong, and one of them is mine and the other one is Michelle's.
And the greatest thing is that they like edit it so it wasn't even as dirty as it first was.
Yeah, well, the thing is, okay. I was gonna try and like weasel my way out of that, but okay, mine is about somebody having a parasite in their penis. So yeah, fair enough. And yours is about having sex with home appliances. Well, you know, a weird fiction anthology, and to be singled out, I thought that was brilliant.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, I am. I took a screenshot of it and sent it.
I know you did. You sent it to me. But that story was like is to date my husband's favorite story I've ever written. Ever.
Watch him around your vacuum cleaner then.
I was about to say something, but then it would insinuate that I caught him, so I'm not going to. He doesn't do this. It was all in my brain.
Yeah.
It's something I made up after watching a cartoon.
That's brilliant.
Anyways, yeah. So if you haven't read that book, read it.
Yeah, you really should, because I took two
alone.
urban myths and tried to dispel them both with cosmic horror.
Yeah.
You had the urban myth about the thing that flies up your stream of urine into the end of your willy, and the woman who gave birth to live lobsters. So I was trying to dispel two urban myths with one bit of cosmic horror.
It was an enjoyable read. I thought it was
No, you did, didn't you?
weird in a really exciting way.
It is, yeah. That seems to be the case with you, because I've always thought, I'm always worried about the really strange ones, like they're sending them to you, because I know they're a kind of they're a hard sell, some of them. But it seems to be the weirder ones that I send you are the ones you really like. Tasty treats. I was convinced you wouldn't take that.
No, I had to. I feel like every good anthology needs a variety.
Yes.
And then always needs to have one that's just a bit off. And sometimes
designated batshit crazy.
Yeah. Not completely. Like in Calls from the Forest, yours were weird, but the one that stuck out for me as like the crazy one was the one with the I have it in front of me. Greg Hunter. No, it wasn't Greg. Yeah, I think it was Greg Hunter's, where he had the cuts that talk to people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, because I was thought it would I thought
other
matter
reader
of recycling.
was like,
Mine was a bit when they're, because I thought, it calls from the forest. Why can't the forest itself be the?
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought that was a brilliant take on it too. Well, obviously, I put it in there. So
Yeah. But because I remember you saying with sea, not sea, the sky, that it was like, right, we need a weird one for this. Just read Tim's, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I was looking for something that was cosmic.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we need at least one good cosmic one. And then we had a couple there. But yours was the one that kind of stuck out the most. So I was like, okay, like obviously if this is the one that I keep going back to and remembering, then this is the one that we're printing, right?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that, because that one I was really unsure. But to be fair, I'm one of them people I'm unsure about pretty much everything.
Right.
The only time I have ever been sure something had got published, it didn't. So,
that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I've had so many that have been rejected that I'm just like, forget it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I actually kind of take it as a positive, because I'll go, all right, okay. Yeah, there was obviously that. Yeah, it was a bit too weird for that anthology. I get that, but maybe it could do with a little bit of a tighten up here and there. So I'll go through it, and
It's just going through and redoing it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I say this to people because I've met some authors that, even though I've not been doing it this long, that'll come for me for advice, because I've been published quite a lot in this relatively short space of time, and basically my advice is just don't get hung up on it. Really don't.
Right.
You get hung up on a rejection, then
like you can get upset. I feel like there's a moment to be upset about anything.
Oh
like,
yeah, I mean, there's always that moment where it's like a kick in the testicles.
But you have to be able to move forward.
Yeah, there's always that moment when you open your email and you think, oh yeah, please, and he says no, and you go, oh, and it's like being kicked in the scrotum. It's just like, oh, fair enough. Moving on. Yeah, to be honest, I'm really looking forward to Across from the Sea to see what people make of Franz.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited about that one. It should be good. C's coming out, I think I said late April, early May.
Brain. 3 days ago, I got a Christmas card.
Oh, yeah?
3 days ago, I got a Christmas card.
They've
That had you and your family on it.
Yeah. They came so late for everybody.
Yeah, 3 days ago, I got it. And it was funny because I got one the day before from Madison Press as well. So it's
Oh,
like,
did you?
yeah, I got budget Christmas cards in like the beginning of February. It's just like,
That's crazy.
this is bizarre.
I got one from the people that we did the weird book with.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that one. That was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I got that.
Yeah, I got that one like a week and a half ago. I'm like,
Schoolgate Media.
yes.
That's them.
I was like, that's a cool idea. Now I got to do those.
Mm.
Could you imagine?
That's another thing. Other one thing I love about you is just like anything you just cherry pick. That's
I know.
a great
I'm like,
idea.
I like
That's a great
this
idea.
idea.
Great
and
idea.
This idea.
I totally appreciate that kind of magpie mentality.
Yeah. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks is what I do. And I'm like, that worked. That fell on the floor.
Yeah, that's my approach to being published.
Yeah.
Chucking mud and seeing what sticks. Throw enough of it and some of it's gonna stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep doing it. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. You know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Excellent. Right, we should probably wind this down.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry. My usual.
You don't have to apologize.
No, well, this is
We're
it
having a good
again.
chat, man.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
To anybody in months.
No, well, this is my point. This is my social life. That's what I like to be posted on Twitter. Yeah. See, I've used Twitter.
I saw that. I followed you because I was like, ooh,
I don't know what the fucking hell I'm doing.
I don't know.
Explain hashtags to me. I don't understand them.
It's a way of searching for topics. So if you want to put something under like a horror, so if someone searches horror writer,
right,
you put hashtag horror writer or hashtag.
And then if somebody searched horror writer, that'd come up.
Yes. Think about it as like just like a tag or a.
Right. So it's like right. It just confused the crap out of me when I saw your post earlier. There was like loads of them. I'm just like, I don't know what any of those mean.
I'm hoping that people look up like YouTube and free story and they'll be like, oh, free story here. I'm going to click on this Tim guy and see what he.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Right?
Yeah. Again, throw some mud, see what sticks. I think it was like it was actually Daedra from Madison who actually finally bullied me into doing it.
Oh, it's too funny. It is a good resource to like, I guess, find some followers, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and
I just had a really bad experience with it when it first sort of started. I was still in bands and things like that back then, and I had a bit of a nutcase.
Yeah, just don't. My only suggestion for anybody that is going to be an author that wants to be out there is think about your author page as your business profile. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole.
I'm not talking about anything even vaguely related to the world on Twitter.
If you want,
I'm scared shitless by all this cancel culture because I know what I'm like, especially when I've had a drink. I say things that I don't mean to be offensive, but somebody
like if you want to be offensive, make a second account, put someone else's face on it, and be a big jerk.
The thing is, I never intentionally try to be offensive.
Oh no, I don't mean you specifically.
No, I know what you mean, but it's like every now and then I'll say something just because I'm kind of blunt. and I'll kind of say something that people may take out of context. Yeah, I know you have exactly the same problem.
Yeah. I censor myself a lot.
Yeah.
On
I
Facebook
was
page.
telling you the other day, wasn't it? My partner, I've got a 6-drink rule with the internet.
Oh,
I have 6 drinks and that's it. I've got to turn social media off. I'm not
I know.
allowed anywhere near it.
6, man. I can't even have one. If I have one, it's just like full balls to the wall.
Mm.
I'm just a big jerk. Or if I'm overly tired, like, do not piss me off if I'm overly tired.
Oh no, well, yeah, no, that's the big one for me. That's a big one for me because I am hell in the morning when I've just woken up. I am hell.
I feel bad for
Absolute.
that guy.
Oh God, I swear I have horns in the morning. It's just like what do you want? Fuck off. No, I'm not a morning person.
No.
Right, so I'd almost forgot about this. We should do the draw, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
The octopus pot is back. Yeah, so this is for the prize draw for a winner of Midnight Shadows.
Yes.
Indeed. We actually had we actually in the end did have a fair few people enter.
Okay.
I didn't realize at the time because I forget that I post it everywhere. And people were just commenting on the post.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent about 3 hours going around every post I made today.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see who the winner is of
Indeed.
paperback.
I'll try not to throw the lid anywhere today. Give it a good shake. Right, that one.
You still
One
have
fingers.
Oh, it's
Craig
bigger than...
C.
Ooh.
Craig C, who was actually on YouTube.
Oh, perfect.
I think it might be Craig Crawford, who is an author of a book called Don't Mess with Bunnies. I think it might be him, but I may be wrong. But anyway, Craig C, I will get in touch with you, and you are the lucky winner of a copy of Midnight Shadows.
Congratulations.
Yeah, say goodbye to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, some great. I've been reading through a few of those on the PDF copy that you sent me, the proof copy. Yeah, some brilliantly fucked up stories in there, isn't there?
Some of them are. There's 2 that, like, all of them I enjoyed on different levels, but there's 2 of them that really kind of messed with my head, and one was yours. And The Mirror That Tells Truth and Lies by Mackenzie Richardson.
Oh, I've not read that one yet. I'll definitely read that. Yeah, because I'll be like.
That was one that, like, it was. I have a hard time with body horror, even though I love it.
Yes.
So that was one where I was like reading through my fingers. I was like, oh.
Thing is, I've read a couple of things of Mackenzie Richardson's before, and I've really liked.
No, she's got a really interesting voice. Like, she writes really.
Yeah.
Like,
I think for me, I mean, it's the voice that attracts me more, like, first to stories. Yeah. You know, I if it's a voice that I can latch onto, it's a winner for me. Yeah.
No, exactly. And she's in our dark fantasy anthology too. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to read it because David's.
Now you have to.
Dave's
in one.
Yeah.
Dave's in another.
Well, I'm in David's ARC group, so I'll probably end up.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have
obligated.
Yeah.
So, joking. I know. I do. I want to read it. So, excellent. Yes. We were talking briefly about your merch, which, if you want to go, the Redbubble one is www.redbubble.com/people/Eerie River. Yeah. So that's www.redbubble.com/people/Eerie River. And again, all this goodness comes from Eerie River Publishing, which absolutely superb, which is www.eerieriverpublishing.com. Nice and easy.
Yep.
Excellent. Yep. eerieriverpublishing.com.
Yeah.
And I think some people kind of forget sometimes, because you're so synonymous with Eerie River, that you are also a very good horror writer in your own right.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm a big fan of some of your stories. Like I say, Pitter Patter Tiny Feet. I don't know why, but that story has just stuck with me.
That's probably one of my favorite ones. So
yeah, and Machine Sex. Machine Love. Sorry, Machine Sex is a song by Sheep on Drugs.
I think it's. I can't remember what we titled it. It could be Electric Love or something.
Electric Love. That's it. Electric Love. I just had Machine Sex by Sheep on Drugs in my head all the time I was reading it. So if you want to check out what Michelle's done as an author, check out her Amazon thing, which is viewauthor.at/Michelle_River. That's viewauthor.at/Michelle_River.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for joining me. Again, I feel like we've not scratched the surface.
I know.
You're gonna have to come on again. You can be
We're going to have.
You'll have to be the first third time.
Yeah.
Look.
We'll we'll schedule for the summer or something like that to give us some time to get the single author stuff out.
Yes. Excellent. Well, I've got a load of stuff. I'm booked up for quite a while. It's kind of scary. People have actually been approaching me.
You're famous.
It's terrifying. Okay, as always, I've been Tim Mendes, which is timmendeswriter.wordpress.com. Thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for joining us. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I'll speak to you soon, and I'll see you all at some point.
When she's 10 feet tall, and if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, Salamahoka, smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice. When she was just small.